Hello, today we're going to be discussing internet trolls, but we're going to be discussing types of trolls. The first type is a social media troll. Social media troll is someone who goes to your Facebook and who will repeatedly spam your inbox with either annoying messages filled with GIFs, or a notification box filled with a whole bunch of annoying shit that no one pertains to. And this person will repeatedly spam you or people around you for your own attention. The next type of troll would be the video game troll. And these trolls are actually really harmless because these guys will just play games. They'll have a gag, but at the end, everyone will be able to laugh it off and have a good time, and it'll be hilarious to everyone, and then everything will be fine. Like, it'll be pretty cool. Everyone's chill, everyone's going home, everything's relaxed. But then we go into the darker types of trolls. You know, those soulless, emotionless bastards who will seriously take advantage of everything and anything at their disposal to make someone feel shitty about themselves because they have nothing in their life that they give a fuck about. These sort of trolls come in massive groups. And I mean massive groups. I mean, they basically have like entire packs of trolls where they gather around and start breeding a whole pot full of whiny, nihilistic, inconsiderate, emotionally devoid fucks. And these people gather in these massive numbers because they secretly hate each other as well. Like, they hate everyone else around them, including people that they claim to be friends with, because they need something to hate to feel like they have a reason to exist. And honestly, I feel bad for these sort of people because it goes to show that they have so little in their lives that they give a fuck about, that they're literally willing to shit on anything for the sole purpose of making someone angry. Like, honestly, I'm not really... I pity these people. I pity them. Like, I try to empathize with them and see what would possess someone to act this way, but I just can't. Because I have too many people in my life that give a fuck about me and that I give a fuck about, that could ever really possess me to act or think this way. But people like this act this way because they know for a fact that it's funny to them if they can act like really shitty to someone. Like, they find it amusing. Like, they will go out of their way to try to perpetrate any sort of harsh accusations they can. They will try to perpetuate any sort of false narrative they have towards someone for the sole purpose of getting attention. And you don't need to be a fucking licensed psychologist to see where this shit comes from. They obviously don't get enough attention at home, so they need an online persona to get more attention, to verify and to validate everything they feel they represent. And when these people form like these little toxic trios where it's just like three people constantly shitting on someone, or constantly shitting on somebody else, or constantly just going back and forth on someone, like, it doesn't take a psychologist to see where it goes. Like, these people clearly have bad upbringings, they clearly don't give a fuck about anyone else around them, they clearly don't give a fuck about people in their lives because they have no one to give a fuck about. Like, if you really want to get down to the very bones of the situation, I guess you could refer to it, because the bone is like the deepest part of this, if you would refer to it as a living thing, it would basically be, this person has no one in their life, they have nothing that they give a fuck about, and the moment they see someone else in a video, or the moment they start talking to someone else, or they have like a collaboration with someone else, they need to hate both of these people because this person actually has a functioning social life, a functioning relationship, a functioning career. And people like these guys don't give a fuck about whether or not they're actually doing something illegal or something harmful, because let's face it, these guys have no fucking fear because they have no one to give a fuck about, so they don't have to worry about consequences, because to them, everything's like a big game. Like, these are the kind of people that would joke about someone's fucking mother dying, and say, well, I'm glad she died, because she's your mother, but you're not allowed to say, you hope my mom dies, because that's out of bounds, because you're talking about me. Like, seriously, those are the kind of people they are. Like, they're complete fucking hypocrites, because they'll say one thing, and if you say it back to them, they're fucking outraged. Like, they don't expect you to give, like, an angry response, or a just as vicious response to what they do. Which is kind of fucking sad, because it goes to show these guys literally think that they think they're exempt from the most basic of human decency. And they find it amusing, like they find it entertaining to act like complete little shitbags that believe they're above the law, they believe they're above typical human etiquette when it comes to behavior. Like all I can say is, I pity you. I pity someone that can be so full of envy about someone else's life that they need to shit on them as a means of veiling their own emotionally distraught problems. I find it fucking sad that you guys are so fucking desperate for attention that you need to seriously go on and try to tell someone that they're this, tell other people that they're that, because you're so fucking shallow and worthless that you have no one in your life that gives a fuck about you. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry your life is so fucking meaningless that you gotta keep talking shit about someone who wants nothing to do with you. Well, that's all I have to say. Maybe if you actually maybe gave a fuck about someone else, they'd give a fuck about you. And maybe then you wouldn't be such an embittered asshole. See ya.